Well, cheers.
Welcome back to Pints After Pod.
Episode 3 or 4.
Episode 3, I think.
Who's counting?
I don't.
Just
who
people.
can keep track of this stuff?
I don't know. We're just. I mean, they keep coming so fast and furious. This is. What are you? What did you partake in?
Of this,
What you drinking?
I got a Harp lager. I think it's the same people that make Guinness make Harp, right?
I'm not sure, but I would
That's what
say
Black
yes.
and Tan is, right?
Yep,
Guinness and Harp. So
I do
yeah.
believe. And
What you got?
I've got I believe, I want to say it was a Bell's. Oktoberfest.
She was pretty quick to recommend the Oktoberfest. It didn't take very long.
That she was.
Just snapped it off.
It was between that and the Best Brown, I believe.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. It sounded like I was like betting on a horse. What would you take, Best Brown or Oktoberfest in the third race? She's a 3.
Oktoberfest plus 3 furlongs.
Yeah, she's a 3-year-old filly. I always bet my money on a bobtailed nag. That was, what else was crazy happening? Like, I still can't get over Luke Shaw. I'll stop talking about it.
I mean, from after lunch, I was like, man, Ken's gonna be pumped. He's got his United win over Liverpool. He's back in the Champions League.
And usually
He's
that's
one of the only
wins.
Rolling.
That's one of the only wins. Like, if it's against Liverpool, City, Chelsea,
Yeah.
Arsenal, like the big ones, like those can usually sustain me. But being back in the Champions League, that felt like it was so good. Hearing the anthem again, that's trademarked. But just it's hard, and it's hard to like. It's kind of like having your team not make the NCAA tournament, and then being back there in the first round and seeing the school that you love to watch play basketball.
Right.
You're back. You're in the dance. It's such a. You get to listen to Jim Nance and all that bullshit and hear one shining moment and see like a snippet highlight of your team in it. And then, because there is something special about European, like everybody talks about European nights at Old Trafford is just, it's. So we got to play Wolfsburg next.
Okay.
I think in a fortnight.
Okay.
Yes, in a fortnight.
I'm just gonna come out and admit that I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a fortnight is, Canadian?
I don't.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks in a fortnight.
They don't teach us that in
Canada?
Canada school.
In Canada school. What do they teach you in Canada school?
Geography, U.S. politics, all that sort of stuff.
Because you don't have any politics of your own unless you're mayor smoking crack.
None that are valuable.
Oh,
that was.
Is he
awesome.
still the mayor up there?
No, he's finally. Well, the weird part is like they couldn't force him to resign. There's no provision in provincial law to impeach the mayor. So the only way he could leave is if he left by himself.
You're probably not going to write that in the Constitution of like your city that.
But you don't expect your mayor to be smoking crack and making deals with drug dealers.
Have you ever been to D.C.? I'm just saying.
No, you expect D.C.'s mayor to be smoking crack. You don't expect Toronto's mayor to be smoking crack.
Especially him.
D.C. is crazy.
Especially he's big and fat. It's like watching like a horrible version of Chris Farley.
It was like watching a Chris Farley movie.
They couldn't believe it. Like, and he kept doing weirder and weirder shit. Mm-hmm. And then, like, there was moments where it's like, just shut up, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And he would just keep talking. And the
It's
media
like he
was
wanted to get caught.
Please give us more gold.
Yeah. And he's just giving it to him.
But he must have known, like, there's no way you can't impeach me. I'm here for this run.
He was, I mean, yeah.
Might as well enjoy it.
Can't get rid of him. What are you going to do?
Kind of how Blair Witch to me is still like the pinnacle of that kind of marketing because and I don't think you can have that nowadays because it was with the internet, but before social media really had a hold on everybody.
Yeah.
I remember Blair Witch being just so...
And it was the first of its style, too. Like, I mean, now, everybody and their brother have done it.
But they built a legend. They were able to plant things on the internet and build they built a legend that was never existed.
Right.
Because the first time I heard about the Blair Witch Project, I was coming back from a Jimmy Buffett concert in Deer Creek, or the Verizon Wireless Center down in Indy. We're driving back, we stopped at a White Castle.
Yeah.
And this one of the cats that drove us down, I can't remember his name, he just like, hey, have you guys heard about this movie that's coming out? It's like they found this footage of like, there's this, he didn't have all, and it was almost better that he didn't have all the details, because like, your mind just races, like, because all he knew was, they found this footage, they pieced it together, they're going to show it, and it actually shows people being possessed or dying. It's like, and you're just like, what the fuck? And it was such the word of mouth campaign. Yeah. It could never happen today because people love spoiling things. People love finding it's kind of like people that like Santa Claus ain't real, or people that want to find out what their presents are before Christmas Day.
Well, that's me.
Dick.
But and people expect so much. Like, I remember when The Matrix came out, and I went to see The Matrix, and I had no idea.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I had no idea what the story's about, what I was going to see. I just saw like a 20-second clip, and the internet back then was like dial-up. So video was like this big, and I saw a 20-second. I'm like, okay, wow, that looks interesting. I'll go see it. Wow.
Oh, The Matrix?
Yeah.
And
then by the time they made the next two, it was like, okay, now everybody's done this, and it's old hat.
It became,
the first one was brilliant.
Well, and to me, like they rushed. It was so brilliant. They didn't know what they had. They did not know the story they wanted to tell.
They didn't know. Yeah, they didn't know where to go with the story.
They did. To me, they didn't. They told the story.
Yeah.
You fill in the rest. He becomes the one. He flies away. He wins the day.
Right.
Everyone goes home happy.
You didn't need the other two films.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if they didn't. But what would have happened if they didn't make those two? It would have got reimagined. We would have had a remake and a trilogy already.
I've always thought that what they should have done was, and
okay. Oh.
Just don't worry about it. I didn't know if you don't feel rushed.
Okay. I don't generally like prequels, but I would love to see the story of the first guy that woke up from the Matrix.
Ooh.
I think that story would be fascinating.
Because it is a good world like that. I loved like the Animatrix was cool.
Yeah, Animatrix was very.
They had a great world until they made it too spiritual and too fucking. It was. They wanted to go. They had a set of rules, but then they broke their own rules. Yeah. And you never if you're gonna
never break your own rules.
And that's where they lost me. And it was just like, oh no, it's not supposed to be. No.
Yeah.
You're supposed to imply like save your shit, like, and then not have it like actually.
And not have it be that.
It's like, and to me, it was just that whole.
They went to a bad place,
and it also set a bad precedent. Like since they didn't know what they were going to do, they basically just took what worked in the first one.
Right.
Let's do more of that.
Right.
And try to throw it like it. You could tell it was pieced.
Just make the explosions bigger.
And do like people really liked it when the camera spun around, and the horrible CG.
So let's do that 16 times.
Yeah. It was kind of like the same thing that happened to Austin Powers. I feel.
Yeah.
The first one was so funny, and then like the second one, like it was just basically all the funny jokes from the first one, but just expanded and beaten the dead horses.
By the time you got to the third one, it was just stupid.
And it didn't need to be that way, because what makes those ones so funny and great to begin with is that they were original. They had the best comedies tell a story. Coming to America is a great comedy. It tells a story of that guy coming of age, and the comedy comes from just natural interactions from real characters.
Yeah. And like Coming to America, not even that original of a story, of an idea. It's
fish out of water.
A fish out of water guy, but it's good. It's told really well.
It's no Moscow on the Hudson, but America, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy story. I love it. You've got it. How do you take something that is fake, it's made up,
right?
But you got to make people believe that it's real,
right?
Or at least for that moment, they were able to suspend belief and think and care about someone. and when it's done really well, when I love it when art in any form it makes you feel something.
Yeah.
As I know that sounds really stupid at this moment. Like
No, but
when
that's
it
the
makes
point
you
of
feel,
it.
when like you honestly like when I'm watching sports.
Right.
And like when it gets down, when you score that goal, that feeling, when you get that goal scored upon you, where it's just you feel the agony of defeat.
Well,
When you're in it, like people always get on me like it's just the game, it's just the game. Well, at the end of the day, it's just a book, it's just a movie, it's just a painting, it's just a
Right.
sculpture.
Well,
We all know this.
but sports are the last great community event, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't
besides
like
lynchings and
we don't
hangings,
go to public hangings anymore. I mean,
those were the days.
that's I kind of prefer that we don't do that anymore. But like
You just
sporting
wait.
events are
You just wait.
the last great
Donald Trump
community
gets
event,
his
right?
way.
Oh God.
We won't go into that yet. But yes, no, it's I would say it was the last, but not anymore because communities, I feel, since we kind of I think the further we got insulated and became more like you could do everything at home, shopping at home,
Yeah.
you shop on the internet,
Right.
buy your movies, watch them on the internet. I
Right.
feel like as we got like more and more insulated and we don't have to talk to people, like that's more like people rebelled against it. That's
Yeah.
why you're seeing a lot more of these like First Fridays in South Bend.
Yeah.
People
Turnout's better.
God bless America, land that I love. Ave Maria.
This is taking a strange turn. I'm not.
That's
I'm
the
not
great
certain
thing.
what
That's
brought
the
that
great
on.
thing about the media of radio. They
For
will
that-
have to envision why that happened.
For those of you who can't see, a fairly attractive young lady just walked past.
Her name was Maria.
I think that's what caused that. I'm not certain.
Maria, I just met a girl named Maria. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Oh, it's a Maria. It's a Maria melody. She smelled like angels ought to smell.
I've not been around that many angels.
I'd rather laugh with the sinners and cry with the saints.
Angel deficient, I think.
I bet your wife would beg to differ. She's an angel.
I think my wife would bristle at being characterized as an angel.
If she was the patron saint of lost tacos.
No, she is the patron saint of Los Tacos. You see what you did there? Los Tacos?
Oh! Unintentional pun. Boom. That's how you know you're good, folks.
We've only had one beer.